Does architecture need a Timothy Chalamet? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
We need someone who's
Absolutely,
gonna
and
just
that person is Nihar.
Rigor without accountability in education is not education. It's just unchecked power.
Her premise and observations tend to be true, and then the takeaways are wild takes.
You have crazy views, crazy likes on TikTok and Instagram. What's your reputation on the streets now?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because I never leave this apartment ever.
Welcome back to Mixed Signals, everybody. Welcome to a special edition. We have a great show for you today. In fact, are you worried, Christiana? Are you concerned that we have such a good show that we've set the standard too high for future episodes?
Oh, I'm always worried. There's always something to worry about.
Waleed, are you worried?
I'm Waleed. Just so people, in case we don't know, that's my intro because we need to always
Thank you,
introduce
Waleed.
it.
And
also,
I'm
we're sponsored by Cathal Crumley Ceramics, so in case anybody wants to.
Why is this a thing you do now?
It's our sponsor.
I can't tell if he's making fun of
you
you or...
you didn't change
I know.
Our producer, what are you doing, man? I did the whole, sponsored by Cathal Crumley Ceramics, okay? You got to make sure you get that.
We better make sure that Kyle pays you for that,
Oh,
man.
did you?
Yes.
Maybe Kyle is paying you.
Why is my job being
I
judged?
don't know where that's coming from.
Okay, anyway, we have a special guest.
We do have a special guest. Cathal Crumley, we're very happy to have you on MXD. Welcome. Thanks
Hello.
for joining
Yay.
us. Thanks
for having me.
Joining us from Stockholm, correct? Or near?
Stockholm.
Cool.
Correct.
We're doxing you, by the way, so.
No, not exactly.
And at what address are you recording from?
Yeah.
I've doxed myself plenty. If there's any architects in the audience, they can work out where I live based on the floor plan arrangement behind me.
Oh, that's a good
door,
point.
so-
That's a really good
Yeah.
point. I challenge them to do that for us, except we tell them where we
We
record.
should have you option room 1 or room 2.
Oh.
But that's for a different day. Anyway, Cal, you are known as the architect meme general now, not the meme god. I guess Ryan Skavnicki's the original OG.
The general's good,
So
though.
what's your title on the internet? Do they you got to be the most trending right now? You have crazy views, crazy likes on TikTok and Instagram. What's your reputation on the streets now?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because I never leave this apartment ever. So I never have to worry about it. I'm a terminally online architect, which is why it's how I found you guys, I think.
Yeah,
That's great.
I'm becoming.
But yeah,
more
no,
like
I'm
that.
glad. I'm glad you gave Ryan a shout out because I think I've mentioned previously. It's he is the meme god. I think if there's any meme architects out there now, they've all been inspired by his work over the last couple of years. So I humbly accept the position of general on the internet. No problem.
And you're definitely a architect that tries to go through or tries to talk about the medium through humor, right? Serious topics that I think are trending, not in the same trending that we're about to talk about, but trending in terms of especially labor practices, the questioning academia, and sometimes, the way we teach and the way things get communicated in legacy media is not really made for people to consume in a way that is appropriate to today's consumption of media, which is mostly the internet and social media. So I guess a general question before we get into trending topics is, how do you mine information? Are you just on the internet all day and that's how you find your news and your your reason to make videos, or is it just talking to colleagues and stuff and hearing them pissing about their work or whatever?
I think I'm sort of fed by other architecture content. Don't get me wrong, there's 3 to 5 of the same mainstream architecture news sources that I'll get the hits from, basically things that I need to know. But usually I'll get my ideas by just riffing off of other people's content in other niches.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that's a weird way of saying that I'm sort of mimicking what other content creators are doing in other spaces and then wondering why that doesn't exist in architecture.
Yeah, totally.
Can I do it? And then seeing what happens.
Yeah, totally. And that's what's cool about it is that you kind of have to look at other creators that are outside of architecture to do that. And so it brings in another perspective and then maybe just also a different pace and a different way of thinking about architecture. And what I like about your content is by doing that, you also say, maybe we don't need to take it so seriously. So we talked about it last week on the pod, the episode will come out this week, your post that architecture is absurd. And I thought that was a really cool way to talk about a really relevant contemporary competition that most people maybe didn't see come through their newsfeed, but you made it fun and engaging so people would click through it. So anyway, that kind of stuff. But I think you're really good at that.
Yeah, and I bring it up because what we're about to do is, for the audience, we're about to look at some trending topics. And the way I usually make content is I look at shit and I'm like, yeah, I have my comments on this and I want to like speak it out loud. Either I do it in this podcast or make a video about it. So we're about to do this live
Let's do it.
session. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
well, being someone on the mean streets of the internet and a terminally online person, Cathal, maybe you've seen. Have you seen this?
This is new to me, so I'm
All right.
excited.
Okay,
Fresh.
so she's. Yeah, well, let me
How do
restart.
you do the thing? You got on mute again.
What are the 7 wonders of cyberspace? What are the places that are must-see marvels of human craftsmanship and culture that you can only see in digital worlds? This is Internet Anthropology, and in this video series, I'm crowdsourcing the 7 wonders of cyberspace. Number 1, the uncensored library in Minecraft. This digital wonder is a library meant to combat censorship in journalism. It was created by the organization Reporters Without Borders and the Minecraft design collective Blockworks. Because in many countries where information is restricted through blocked websites, censored social media, or controlled media landscapes, Minecraft remains accessible. So the library becomes a kind of workaround for people to access banned articles and other informational materials. The library focuses on specific countries like Mexico, Russia, and Saudi Arabia, among others. The library was created with a staggering 12.5 million Minecraft blocks. It involved 24 builders from
So how long
16
is this?
countries who collaborated over.
I don't know,
roughly
actually.
She's going
250
crazy.
Anyway, sorry, I didn't watch it all the way
Yeah.
through.
What do we think about the 7 wonders of cyberspace, though? I know you got one.
Oh my God, dude. First of all, I totally disagree with the fucking option. Oh my God.
Oh, that's a great.
No, it's not. For those that are on the internet, it's not. That's like mimicking
Okay.
real world life. Look, sorry to hate on it. I think it's a great project, but for me, it's like Verdansk in Call of Duty Warzone. Like that's what people like. Memories are
agreed.
ingrained in that. This is something generically that's trying to mimic the world. It doesn't speak to
Yeah,
the
I
culture of the
see.
internet. So to me, it's wrong. It's Verdansk. Like that's
Or
number
it
one.
made me think of Floor 796. That's a wonder of
Oh, true.
cyberspace.
Yeah, that's
you know
a
what I mean?
weird-
Like that's
yeah.
a construction that
Oh,
you
yeah.
should go visit and appreciate.
Have you seen this, Cal? The Floor 796.
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know the name.
Are you a
Waleed
big,
made a great
are you
video
big
on it.
anime fan
Let's
or
see.
manga? Because you
Sorry?
are you a big
You
anime
can just go to the
fan?
website
Oh,
too.
it's ours.
Oh yeah,
It's
okay,
ours.
I'm seeing now.
Yeah, you see it? So you've never
Yeah.
seen this? This website's crazy, dude. And this artist uploads, I think like every month or so, he updates like something like adds rooms. It's just kind of this modular
That's a wonder.
virtual world. And he's been working on it for 7 years, and there's like Easter eggs and all types of stuff happening here, and it's just absolutely insane.
Yeah, that's a wonder to me.
Yeah. So this one's kind of cool. But I think memory is a huge part of wonder in the
Yeah,
future. Like
and this is
speculation.
all about memory.
What is the one that you mentioned before?
Verdansk from Warzone,
Verdansk?
something like that.
I'm gonna Google Nihar.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
What's your thoughts, Cal? What would you place on virtual
Well,
wonder?
here's, but like that is quite a boring choice in that it doesn't really like, because I'm always very critical of like sometimes it's very obvious that somebody is creating a virtual piece of architecture, but they do not play video games, so they don't really understand the potential of the medium or the potential of the virtual space to create architecture.
Right.
And what makes me say that is like it just looks like a library.
Yeah.
It's impressive, but it's like why would you do that with
Totally.
like infinite potential? It's just so I don't know.
It's because our
So-
relationship with the digital space is like we think of going to 3D space to represent something that will be physical, right? So it's hard for us
Yeah.
to delaminate those.
And that's
I
what I was
think.
saying. I thought it was weird because it's just mimicking real life,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't speak to the culture of what the medium of virtual worlds are. And it's like there's sequences where you spawn in one place, you can transport to another. The way you experience space and time is totally different anyway. And kind of the memories in which you experience gameplay, it doesn't always virtual spaces don't have to always be about gameplay, but like as you said, it kind of just seems like it's coming from the point of an anthropologist that's used to mimicking or like used to kind of thinking about things in the physical world. And look, I think it's an interesting object. I just wouldn't put it as the 7 wonders.
The super.
Yeah, this type of stuff is way more
Whoa.
interesting to me. Not
But this
in what
is
it
also
looks like.
mimicking real life.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
it's
not in
for
how-
that, right? It's
Yeah,
for
exactly.
a game.
Yeah. It's sort of like I think Verdansk is very much in a genre of like the battle royale, in the battle royale genre. And what I mean by that is like it doesn't really matter what it looks like. What matters is how people use that space. So like the Fortnite map is a good example. A lot of online multiplayer maps are a very good example. But it's like Verdansk was obviously like a huge hit in 2020 during the pandemic. But it's like these are really incredible spaces because people already have like core memories
Yeah.
in them. Like that's really interesting to me.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I appreciate the idea of the library. I do think it's a cool idea, but it's speaking to something that's not actually about the virtual space, right? It's actually talking about censorship and authoritarianism and control of knowledge. But I do like the topic though. I think we should keep trying to curate our own list of wonders. I think
My
that's great.
last little, and this is another Minecraft, as not a Minecraft player, I've never played, but I saw another person talking about how she thinks it's really cool that she can build like extensively in Minecraft, and then like her generations later can go and visit digitally what she built. So like her
That is
great
cool, actually.
grandkid can go and see.
Yeah.
what she
Assuming
added.
that capitalism lives that long.
Well,
Yeah,
it's still
like-
a nice hope.
Can I just add something to that actually?
Sure.
Because I had a really emotional experience recently. I don't know if any of you guys have ever played Animal Crossing, but
A little
during the Animal Crossing released on Switch like the week of the COVID lockdowns in London.
Right.
So 6
Everybody
years
was
ago.
doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, everyone was playing it, and at the time I was like, oh well, I might as well pick it up because we're not doing anything else. And what I didn't expect was that my wife would actually be the one who would end up just falling in love with the game, and I never really played it. So she
Amazing.
it became her sort of virtual space during the first weeks of the pandemic, and she just played that game every minute for like weeks on end. And then just recently they updated the game, and I was like, I never played it 6 years ago. I'll check it out. So when I opened it, I managed to join her island, and she had already built an entire community. And in the community, she had left a whole ton of notes and stuff behind,
wow.
not knowing that I would ever visit it. Obviously not knowing, but like just left a whole ton of notes.
Aw.
And I was like, oh, she's been here already. She has left this like a trail
Oh,
of
wow.
breadcrumbs for me. And it was like a really strange, like emotional experience. It was like, this is not what the game was made to do,
Right.
but it has become that space. And it's like, it has a memory. And it was really almost haunted by like the pandemic and that period in our lives from
Huh.
6 years ago. I think that's the real power, like the emotive power of like virtual architecture. So that's all I mean by it. It's like, I don't think a wonder of cyberspace is necessarily like a neoclassical
Yeah.
library on the scale of Alexandria or something. It's just like, that's not what we should be doing it for. It's about memories and experiences and meeting people. So sorry, that's all I want to say.
No,
on it.
I like that a lot, man. That's such a cool story, and I think like somebody needs to document those virtual spaces before they go away, because you're right, it's a time capsule of that moment. Okay, take us to the next topic.
Yeah,
the trending topic. Let's go.
Do
Let's
we
move.
want to do the Pokemon?
Let's do it quickly. Yeah,
Okay.
let's do 2 more. I want to do it quick.
Okay, I actually also haven't watched this in full, but this.
Mormon's been extinct since the Cretaceous period. I mean, this thing isn't. This thing.
It's so cool. I love the Natural History
They're doing the
Museum.
Jurassic Park thing.
First of its kind pop-up collab between Pokemon and the Natural History Museum. This January, as Pokemon celebrates its 30th
that's cool.
anniversary, the Natural History Museum London brings you an exclusive
That's
pop-up.
so
It celebrates
cool.
the theme
I
of
love natural
Pokecology,
history.
exploring how Pokemon live and interact with their environments. And you'll be able to get your hands on exclusive products designed especially for this collab. It will be running from the 26th of January to the 19th of April, and it is absolutely worth visiting. This is such an exciting collaboration.
Well, Lita's drooling,
I'm so
actually,
honored to
a
be
little
invited
bit.
to
I've known about this
so
for a while,
many of the
so-
products in the shop are absolutely
not new.
beautiful.
Do you got your
If you're
flight
planning on
booked, or-
visiting, make sure you have a
It's coming to
ticket.
Chicago.
Oh, cool.
Oh.
For those without tickets, not to worry,
Oh, so it's
much of the event
traveling.
will also be available online. If you
yeah.
do visit, the Jumbo
Yeah, it
Pikachu
started in
card
Japan.
is available as a gift.
That's awesome.
But I mean, I also love it because it's putting something fictional into
Yeah.
the embedding it in the real like the very serious natural.
Well, I
history
like the way they
museum.
made the dioramas. Like they treat it very genuinely. I think that's really
Yeah.
cool.
So
I'm
what's
gonna
your
have to.
you do like this?
He's waiting for it to come to
I'm a
Chicago.
Poke fan, so yeah.
Well, I don't know.
100%.
Maybe you're like they're trying to make it real and it doesn't work.
You know, your brain doesn't work the same way normal people do. I'm pretty sure. Like I'm
Same. Dude, Uno reverse. Same.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of fucking Pokemon. Of course. I
Yeah,
wanna-
he's into it.
and,
He's
and
into
I
it.
like. I mean, I do like the Field Museum, which is where it's going to be at. I don't know what museum is this one in.
It's
When
the
that-
Natural History London.
When that card popped up, the gold Tiopolis thing, whatever it was, you gasped.
Yeah,
I heard it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Can I say something really cynical?
please.
I love Pokemon. It sounds incredible, but in this promotion video, I'm just seeing a lot of merch.
Yeah,
Products.
merch. Yeah.
It's actually that card, which is a problem. That Pokemon exclusive card. The issue is
Yeah.
everyone's trying to get in line for it because they're trying to get that card, hoping that it goes up in value. A few years ago, they had the Van Gogh Pikachu card that was given for free if you purchase stuff, but also there's like an exhibition.
So wait, people get the card if they come to the exhibit?
I believe so, yeah. I don't know if there's like a purchase limit that you have to buy or they just give it to you for free. And so I was saying at the beginning of the show, the one that's opening up in Chicago is opening up in May. There was a 8-hour line. Like someone had to wait 8 hours in the virtual line in the queue to
A
to just
virtual
buy
line or a real line?
a virtual line, like a queue.
Oh.
Like you're waiting in line.
Representing a real line in physical space. Go ahead.
Anyway, they had to wait 8 hours just to buy a ticket to go to the show, which is ridiculous because it's like who waits to go to a special exhibition
That's
in a history
crazy.
museum? Well, people are just doing it so they can get this fucking
Yeah,
card at the end of the day. Some people actually genuinely want to go, but to your point, like it is revolved around merch. I mean,
Yeah.
I think Pokemon's the number one IP in the world if I remember correctly in terms of like market power and revenue. So look, I think for the kids, they'll love it. I would like it a lot just to see it. But yeah, I mean, who's to think that Pokemon's not trying to make bank off it? They are.
Yeah. I just think it's more like I don't see like is there a specific type of like spatial intervention involved in this? Is there an exhibition? Is there like I'm just curious because I think it looks like it's the V&A, which is like an awesome museum in London. But I'm just a bit like, yeah, but is this like a room where you just buy stuff? Like I want a bit more from the promo.
I hope they have more of the dioramas. I like this comment, expecting a full Aerodactyl fossils.
Yeah, I think there is a lot of stuff, but I don't think they're showing it. I think they're just showing you most of the merch stuff.
Not the best. Okay.
But it's cool. It's cool. I like that Pokemon is. I like that these things are being sort of legitimized now by these mainstream cultural institutions. I think it's really exciting.
It is fun. The crossovers I think are really cool.
I mean, it might inspire a kid to be an archaeologist or something.
Yeah, I mean that's my like unrealistic hope is that even though people are definitely going there to get the collectibles, maybe they would also go see the other things in the museum and like actually learn about reality.
All right, next.
Yeah, let's just get this is a news topic we should address. And then we can just move on. But
I like the dog shot.
Well, can we first say okay? So yeah, the if you haven't heard, the Pritzker Prize has been given to Smilan Radic, the Chilean architect. Really interesting work. I'm not like an expert, but I'm a fan of his work. The thing I would like to point out real quick, the prize was delayed for weeks because of the Epstein file release. Because one of the Pritzkers turns out is on the list. So. Once again, the institutions that we expect to bring us culture turns out are mired in
Isn't
unsavory
Pritzker
characters.
Himself connected to Epstein?
So the Pritzker family is a big family in the Chicago area. I mean, Waleed will probably tell you more than I would know, but they are
Waleed's related.
They've always been sort of these what would you call them? Benefactors of the arts and especially architecture, right? So they've been putting on this award since when? I don't know. Like I don't know when this Pritzker Prize even started. But yeah, anyway,
the 80s.
Yeah, maybe it was the maybe.
I'm gonna Google.
I thought it was a little bit earlier.
Right. I think it might be 1980 or something.
Anyway, I'm not trying to make this like rage baity in any way. It's just
Philip
kind of
Johnson is the first person, so that's a red flag right there.
So I mean, it's about power structures. Yeah, clearly.
Pritzker Prize has been awarded annually since 1979.
Wow, you were close.
Nice.
Yeah, 1980 almost 1979.
Oh God, look at the picture of Philip Johnson on Wikipedia.
So look, I mean, I guess the reason
he's the
if this is not proof that Le Corbusier is like
he's the ghoul
immortal.
from Fallout.
I don't think we have to waste a lot of time on the Pritzker Prize, but I think we're talking about it just to say that like it is definitely one of those institutions that we've kind of been critical of, saying that do we need this anymore?
Yeah, does it matter?
That's
a question. That's a question for everybody. Does it matter? I actually think no, because like really quickly to answer. There's so much information out there. Like there used to be a point where the institutes used to tell you this person's important, look into it. This person is valuable. That shit doesn't exist anymore.
Most people know who he is already.
Yeah, and it's also like this was just validation for a small circle to kind of prop people up, and I just don't think that's even useful.
It's turned into a lifetime achievement award.
Yeah. I was actually really disappointed to see how quick they actually made an announcement after the news of them postponing the announcement.
Right.
Like I think Rebecca texted to me. She said it was something like 7 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? So what? Like a day for every visit that one of the Pritzkers made to the island? Like, is that what we're talking about here? Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, we've tidied it up. It's all good.
We solved it.
Yeah,
it's done.
like, and it's just frustrating because I just think it was a real opportunity to maybe pause and reflect and be like, hey, we don't need this anymore. And I don't want to speak for your students, but I'm like, do the students today care that much?
I don't.
That's a question.
Nihar, do you give a shit
about the no?
Answered for what?
I give a shit more about the Oscars than I gave a shit about the Pritzker
Who cares
Prize.
about the Oscars anymore?
Yeah,
I mean,
the Oscars is another one no one cares about.
Paste.
Yeah.
I mean, I just wanted to watch it just to see if Timothy Chalamet would get anything after the comments he made about the ballet and opera.
I don't think it had anything to do with that. I think I don't know.
Does,
No,
does
because that was the thing
architecture
that
does architecture need a Timothy Chalamet? Is that what we're saying?
Yeah,
We
actually,
need someone who's
Absolutely,
going to
and
just
that person is Nihar.
hype himself up.
Don't
Just
deny-
hype himself up and say that he's the best. He wants it. So guys, give it to him. Nihar wants it.
I think let's start doing it. Let's
But
start
Nihar,
propping
like
up Nihar.
among your classmates, is anyone like, oh my god, did you guys see the Pritzker
Did
Prize?
anybody text this to you?
No.
No.
I found this myself.
Should we pivot?
Yeah, what do we
Yeah,
want
let's
to-
pivot. Let's
to
cold crit it up.
Waleed. Please
Let's cold crit it up.
walk us through what we're looking
All
at
right,
here.
so usually we do cold crits, and we just look at a few projects and we try to talk about like overarching, like themes. We're not trying to break down the project as if they were presenting to us. That's not the whole point. And Cal, because you have a series, you and your colleagues, looking at portfolios, I thought it'd be cool that we look at portfolios this time rather than specific projects. It'd be kind of a nice special edition of what you do best. I tried picking really weird ones that are just kind of odd. I think all of us might have some comments. But so let's start with this one, Christiana, this project from UIC. I'm going to let you take the lead, Cal.
Sure.
Do you mind?
You do your thing.
Yeah, do your
and
thing.
we'll step in. And so I don't know how you even go about doing this, but just do you start from the cover? Like, what do you do here?
We've been doing the portfolio reviews now with students for about 3 months, and we've noticed that. So obviously the student isn't here right now to present the project, which means it has to stand on its own 2 legs. That's sort of the rule of thumb.
I like that.
So what I'll always do is I'll just look at it from 1,000 feet and just be like, yay or nay, straight up. How fast can I just make a decision based on, does this need work, or does it need kindness, or does it need more intense feedback? That's a way of saying never be mean, but also like, is there a problem? Is it broken? Does that need to be fixed? Otherwise, it's like, okay, then just support. That's my way of saying, if I could just see that first page, where were we?
Let's go back.
Yeah, just direct me where you.
Yeah.
What?
So I'm
Title
kind of like, if I was controlling this now, how many pages is it?
73.
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah, give it a flick through. Come on.
I think.
Yeah, it's a flick. I
Give
think
it
it's
a
like
flick
Okay,
through.
I do. I mean, I
Notice
just,
the Robert Sommel shout out on page 2. That's for you, Ollie.
Where is it?
I actually
Right in the middle.
I actually love this content page. I love the style
It's
of
cool.
it. but
I
then
like it.
So
it is cool,
fun.
isn't it?
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it's also I noticed all the UIC. This is a school in Chicago. All their portfolios are this kind of
Yeah.
weird long landscape.
Yeah, I don't
This
know.
is awesome.
Physically, I don't know if I would like this portfolio. Digitally, it's cool. I do kind of, the landscape portfolios, though, on a screen are kind of tough for me because it's
Yeah.
like, if you're going to go spread, I can't
Well,
see
no,
that.
the thing
Ash,
is, it is
I'm
a
gonna
spread.
say.
No,
gonna,
I'm saying
see
if you're going to go spread, I'd like it to go per sheet if you're going to do landscape, personally.
Yeah, but you see, it's
The
actually
problem,
it's a square. Actually, you see the 2 pages. So it's 4 pages.
It's
that
a
we're looking
spread.
at.
Oh, I
Oh.
see. Okay, I'm misreading it.
I
I'm
just want to
misreading it.
put my one annoying plug as a history theory teacher. And I saw this in table of contents and flipping through. They include the writing in
Mhm.
here,
That's a
and
big part of UIC's.
I love that. I think
Well, that's why it's 70
Whose
pages.
criticism? I don't know. I didn't read it, but I was like, I would read that. That's awesome. This
But
guy has
It depends
like
what you're
a
applying
brain.
for, too,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, you have
Yeah.
to be able to write no matter what.
A lot
this is my problem, is that who is the audience for the portfolio? So is this for a job application?
Oh,
Is
these
this
drawings
to
are
pass to get your degree? Is it to get your master's? Or is it just like a personal portfolio of like, hey, this is your work? And it's just like, because
That's-
73 pages is a lot to send an employer,
Yeah.
even though this is
Airport.
awesome.
Yeah. So
These drawings.
what's your general
Holy
opinion or
crap.
thoughts or feedback for this guy or person? I'm assuming it's a guy.
It's got a lot of
So I think
nudie
from
people.
a graphic and from a communication point of view, I think this individual is like super talented, and that's really exciting. But then it's also like, this person I would want to know, do they already know who they're applying for, and do they know where they want to work, and do they have a plan for what their career is going to be? Because I would not advise this
Oh,
individual to
it's-
go to what I call commercial architecture practice
Starts
101,
again.
Right.
because you could probably do much more. And that's not a criticism to
No,
people
that's
who
a
should go that
that's
way.
a huge compliment. What you just said. You said this portfolio is somewhat exceptional, and this person needs to be careful about where they take their talents. That's good.
Yeah.
That's yeah,
I was gonna
that's
say,
what I think.
Yeah, because when you review your project or the portfolios, like the feedback is what towards like someone that you think is applying for an architectural profession job, or like how do you approach that?
This is very
Like,
Perry
what
Culper.
perspective are you coming from?
So at Crit Base specifically, everyone's looking to get their portfolio in shape for like employment season. So
Oh.
whether or not they're looking for an internship or a job or an assistant role, that's generally it. So what we
Oh,
try to
wow.
do is we'll very rarely get into the specifics of their project because we have no intention of sort of trying to compete with the architecture school because we completely respect what architectural educators are doing. So it's really just like a workshop session. And what we always find, which is really funny, is that really what we're offering is that the student will present their portfolio to us and then they will trip up and they will say, oh shit, I've actually never presented this before.
Right.
And it's like, brilliant. Let's go now together. We'll be your test run. And when you trip up, we can figure out why you tripped up. And it's usually because the narrative is out of order. There's a wrong drawing in the wrong place. There's a link broken. They haven't structured it correctly. The narrative is broken. So that's really all we ever do is narrative. So that's my long-winded way of saying what I'm looking for is the story working? Can it flow? And do I have to stop it? Do I have to interrupt the student? Which is never nice to do, but it's like, wait a minute, I'm lost, I'm confused.
Wait,
that's it.
So
it's sort of as simple as that is the method.
Can I unpack something real quick? You're mentioning this is what you guys do at CritBay. Can you just like do your plug for CritBay and what it is? Because I think a lot of people.
Sorry.
No, let's do that.
That was not intended to be a slide.
No. We want you to talk about it. Yeah.
So Rebecca is my partner. So two of us, Rebecca is a co-founder of CritBay. The two of us run CritBay. So Rebecca is an architectural educator, and I am not. But when I was working in practice, I often reviewed portfolios for employment candidates regularly. So I know a thing or two about it on that side, and Rebecca knows about it inside academia. So what we discovered when we started making content was that basically when we both started growing our profiles, we were constantly being asked by students, hey, can you look at this? Can you look at this? Can you look at the portfolio? Can you help? But at the time, Rebecca and I were trying to make content. So really what we decided to do was, could we turn the critiques into a form of content and basically make it like a show or a series? So we started doing the portfolio review show on YouTube. And what we realized was that we were spending up to 45 minutes per portfolio, and we were loving it, but it was just too much. We couldn't afford to keep doing it. So then what we realized was that there was a demand for the short form stuff, and we do short form portfolio reviews now for free on CritBay. And we use that to sort of market the platform. And then if there's a student who needs specific help, like on a 1-to-1 basis or a 2-to-1 basis, they can book their architect/content creator to review the work for them. So that's why we basically we created a sequence of products, and we have 4 architects on there at the minute, and it's basically like a profit share. So you basically only really earn whatever you bring into CritBay at the minute. So it's just a platform we're trying to get off the ground.
Cool.
At the minute, the Speed Crit service is free. The Desk Crit service is 1-to-1, and the Mega Crit service is 2-to-1, and you can pick who you want. And we have criterias for like how extreme you want the feedback to be, extreme in terms of how particular you want it to be, or how light you want it to be. And then we will post the reels onto Instagram or TikTok of your choice, and you get sort of like a moment, I guess, that you can share on. So we're platforming students as well. It's a little bit convoluted at the moment, and we're building a podcast into it, and we're building a bit of content infrastructure into CritBay as well. So it's all a little bit everything at the minute, but we want to basically make the critique sort of culture of architecture schools something that we can get students to engage with online outside of school as well. So sorry, a bit of a mixed pitch on what it is. We're doing a lot of things at the minute, but that's CritBay.
Nice. No, that's awesome. This is great to see, and I love your description of saying that. I mean, it's kind of like we talk about bringing discourse to a different medium or platform, and you're bringing critique to a different medium or platform. You guys have got like a really great system done. I actually love the website too. It's very clear. Also, Rebecca's a doctor.
Yes, sorry,
Whoa.
and I don't leave that out. It's just because Rebecca and I have been friends since like the beginning of architecture school, so she doesn't like this, but she's Becky to me. It'll never be Dr. Rebecca.
Yeah.
But you know, gotta keep her humble as well. That's what we have to do for one another.
I have to say, like, okay, the benefit of this is I always say that students to get better at being a designer, you need to see more. You need to see more references, and unfortunately, due to the internet, you kind of get stuck in your own world, like stuck in your own algorithm, and you can't see much. So the benefit of what you do is you provide them the kind of the variety that they probably need, right? And I find that to be highly beneficial because students don't see the kind of the diversity of projects, don't know what other schools are doing, don't know what schools in different countries are doing. By providing just feedback too on the work, I think that's the added benefit for especially students and young professionals and older professionals as well. So
Just
like
the culture at large, right?
yeah, and I think more architects need to do this. Not just architects. I see a lot of brand designers doing this too, and like teaching people about different aesthetics and styles. And yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Like we need that shit.
Like we're aware that the word crit. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it in your school, but like the word crit is very controversial in a way, and it's quite provocative in some contexts, and that like we should abolish it. We need something new. I actually love. I mean, it's easy for me to say because when I was an architecture student, I enjoyed crits generally, but I was also like a busy student. I would always produce quite a bit, and that's not to say that crits aren't problematic, because I've absolutely seen crits where the students are having a tough time. But we do want to sort of take back that term and turn it into an opportunity where it's like, hey, the crit isn't about you getting criticism.
Yes.
The crit on CritBay is about you now seeing other students' work. So ideally, we would love it to get to a point where it could be like peer-to-peer crits, where students are critiquing one another's work based on some sort of karmic system, which would be amazing. Generally, though, we just produce the speed crits, and we just try and get out as many as we can. And it's so much fun.
They seem very popular.
Can I point out an irony here that I mean, as you mentioned, the critique is often up for debate in architecture schools, and we've had different guests speak about it in different ways. I mean, and recently some guests that are very against it. But one thing I would say that I find really interesting is that you're making this platform, and clearly they are popular. People are watching the content, and people are putting their work in because they want it to be critted and they want to have a conversation. So I would just say for those that think the crit needs to die completely, it's like clearly there's a space for it, and it's actually more about conversation and having a dialogue about your work. But yeah, we all have to deal with the baggage of that word, and we use that word obviously in our segment as well.
I want to show a few more portfolios.
Oh yeah, let's do it.
Quick.
Sorry, I got lost.
Can we look at the dinosaur one, please?
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do a speed run on these other
This
ones.
is another UIC one. This is what would you say about the cover? What do you think? First impressions.
Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah.
The portfolio cover, I always compare it to like a film poster. Oh, would I buy a ticket? And I look at it and I'm like, okay, dinosaurs, I'll buy a ticket. Let's go. Let's see what you got. Like, so you've got my curiosity. You know, it's terrible to talk about portfolios now, like content, but like the hook is good.
Yeah.
I will continue watching this reel.
Right. Totally.
Let's keep going. Just kind of flick through this bad boy.
We have to acknowledge that though, man. The people that are looking at your portfolio also live in this digital ecosystem. You got to hook them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I was trying to explain, that when I worked in practice and I would review candidates, it would be like, you only had 30 seconds. That was it. That's how long you get. Like 30 seconds. Have you got me? Have you not? Nope. You're not getting, you don't go further. It's tough. So
that's what I did too. It's like you had like 30 seconds max and that's it.
Grab me. Can you grab me? How fast can you grab me?
In my opinion.
I would argue, though, that I think this portfolio works very well because that last page where you're showing the dyno and then the model, that's where I get the project finally. I'm like, oh, it's actually about, there's many things. It's a ready-made of these dinosaur toys that are sort of fused together through some process, right? And then it's like translate that into a digital technique. So I would just give this person props because I think the project is very clear and the layout of the portfolio is very
clear.
clear.
If you keep going, you'll see more kind of projects like I wouldn't be shocked if the dinosaur thing came at the end. Like
that's my problem with it, to be honest, is that image that we were looking at with the dinosaur cluster and the model on the right actually made me think this project's less about dinosaurs and more about anatomical gesture almost, because really that's the only translation I see between the two images is shape. And that's not a criticism, but it's like, oh, but this isn't really about dinosaurs. Like it is, but like to speak up to the form, I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but it's still interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it is about the form. It's about, it's like about the shape and the profiles and the posture of how they're leaning. And this sketch right here that we see further kind of investigates the obsession that this person and their tutor probably were looking towards. And I think, I think the dinosaurs is just there as a tactic of recognizing a familiar thing. They say, oh, I know dinosaurs. I understand this is silly dinosaurs without a head. They got a kind of chunky body and a tail that sits up. And it would never, it's like an impossible pose. And that's like, I think it came later. Like there's no way that came before.
Let's keep scrolling through. I just kind of want to get a sense for the rest of the project.
Oh yeah, this one was.
And so here you have like an Andrew Zago postural project, which is his critic is Andrew Zago. So again, you're seeing the postural idea embedded in it. And I guess the question would be like, when you review portfolios, I like to kind of see the thread of the ideas embedded through all the pages. Obviously, not every project can hit that way because your professor could be different. Nice. But like, there's definitely a through line of obsession that this kind of designer is pushing forward. And they have like the fake IKEA
Oh, I didn't catch that. I was like,
wondered
what is
about
this? Yeah, that's
what
cool.
It's just a.
That's some parafictional thing, I assume.
Have they?
Sometimes
Well,
I
that's what
think
I'm wondering.
God is
Have they
testing me.
embedded their stuff into it?
That's so
No,
great.
I think it's about like an absurdity of the image.
Okay.
Wally, it sounds like you really like dived into the descriptions of these projects.
No, I'm just really good at looking at images and talking about it because I'm educated.
Oh, all right. Hey, can we do one last one and then move
Yeah.
to another topic?
Yeah. So the last one we want to do is
Which one do you want?
So these are two University of Pennsylvania portfolios from what, like maybe 2 years ago, maybe
Is that
a
a
year
Barry
ago.
work I see?
And these, okay, so why I wanted to show these is like there's a very standard template that I see a lot now online. And when we teach portfolios, we kind of teach this format, but the work is like really, really formal. But the template is kind of like it's very calm, it's
Bit
very
conservative.
clean and conservative.
Compared to the UIC
yeah, I
portfolio.
just wonder like how would you break this down?
It's tough to, so like I say, I'm always trying to understand the context in which I'm seeing the portfolio. So these portfolios almost just exist as like an absolute representation of the student's work. Waleed, right? You've found them on, is it on issue, is it? So they're not applying for a job necessarily.
Yeah. These were submitted. I think there's a Metropolis 100 future architects, and they submit a portfolio. And these were some of the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like these projects look like these portfolios are like hyper traditional and very professional. And I always look at like my criteria when I'm looking at portfolios is like baseline based because of the model of CritBay is like, are they demonstrating enough that you would hire them? And I think what this template lends itself to is very much into like, you know, the pitch deck matrix of architecture practice, where it's like, oh, clean, very calm, very easy to read. If I needed this guy to present to a client or prepare something for a client, they would be able to do it. So it's not my way of saying that it's like the work isn't important. The work is incredible. It's just like in terms of the portfolio template, I actually like it. It's very close to how my own portfolio would have been presented because it's just safe and it's the best way to sort of showcase the body of work.
Yeah.
I can't stand it when a portfolio is competing with the work. Like the graphic design that's so frustrating. And that first portfolio we looked at struck an incredible balance where it's like, oh, but the graphic design is the portfolio, and that's why that was so exciting.
I do really respect a student who, look, I always tell my students when they're doing their portfolio, keep it really restrained, do something more like this. But I do respect when a student takes a risk graphically and actually pulls it off. You can tell that that's somebody that can think through graphics in the same way they're thinking through their design. But, you know, it's about the student too. So you kind of have to be careful who you would advise to take that risk.
We always say too, like, know your audience. So again, it's like, well, who are you sending this to? Is this suitable for them? Like, then maybe you do want to have a variation of the portfolio in your back pocket where it's like, oh yeah, but that makes more sense for them. Generally, the black background that always sort of triggers me in portfolios. It's like, why is the background black? Like, that's so expensive to print. Is it actually adding anything to the drawing? Like, does the drawing need to be inverted white on black? Like, does it need to be? That's the question.
We
Or,
used to always-
you know, it's like,
we used to also say like if you're putting lines on black background means you're not very good at drawing because it's like an easy way to make something.
It's an
look
easy
good.
level up. Yeah.
That's why we say
100%. It looks great when it's great, but it's like, but why did you do it? I want to specifically know why your project needed to be that way. That's all.
I think
So it's
every student has a Blackboard phase, and that's when you're experimenting. You know, you're just trying it out, seeing how it feels. You know,
You can get away with a lot more. Anyway, let's
All
move
right.
on.
So, in the realm of critique and what we are allowed and not allowed to do and
Hot
say
takes.
as professors.
Now, I should preface this. Now, this content creator that we're going to look at their video, I just want to speak about the content they're
Are
speaking
we
about.
currently on a power trip?
This is Waleed's biggest op.
No. Actually, I want this person on. If this person ever sees these videos, please reach out to us or we'll reach out to you. I think she made a video on Dubai and kind of the work environment and kind of the slaver labor that they have there. I thought that was really good. I think she has a focus on labor practice and ideas of the profession in ways that necessarily don't agree with sometimes.
I think we should play it and then unpack it.
Okay,
See what
okay.
she has to say.
How much unchecked power architecture professors have. In architecture school, there is no grading criteria. None. If you don't know how architecture school works, basically you are assigned a studio professor. This is the professor where you design a building with throughout the semester. There's no rubric for this. It's very subjective. And the thing is, throughout the semester, your professor will organically shift expectations, final deliverables for you and your whole studio. Everything's subjective. I have known my peers who have underperformed and received high grades just because of their personal relationship with a professor. There's nothing concrete that professors actually mark you for. Did they like the building? Because the evaluations are so subjective, they unfortunately have very drastic consequences. I was a scholarship student. I had to maintain a certain GPA per semester. Studio was always the most stressful grade to receive because nothing was guaranteed. There is little transparency on how those grades are distributed and ranked as well. A lot of professors, they follow a same system. Not everyone, but my one professor disclosed that he only gives out one singular A, and then everyone else follows suit based on how much he liked or disliked your project. But if you were to take an exam and you both get 99% correct, you both get an A. I don't understand. I personally found that the power imbalance between architecture professor and student to be somewhat extreme. If your professor asked you to work for him or her in a professional sense with no pay, you were almost kind of forced to do that, whether it would be for their office or for an exhibition. They would frame it as a way to get real world experience, but really it was just a way for them to exploit you. The boundaries were constantly blurred. They used their academic authority to obtain free labor. I personally have reported 2 professors from 2 different universities for inappropriate behavior. That's a story for a different time, but I must say that whole system for filing a formal complaint with the university is not fleshed out, and tenured professors, they are protected, which never made sense to me because if you did something shitty, you should be held accountable, and I don't understand how your tenureship protects you so much. This one professor in particular let us vent, and unfortunately, he would end the conversation with, "That's just how the profession works." I say all this to say rigor without accountability in education is not education. It's just unchecked power.
Do we want to pause here?
Yeah, let's pause here for just a minute. Let's just unpack that. I mean,
you've seen this before, right? Or no? We've all
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
it. Okay, cool.
okay. Yeah, I mean,
Could I?
yeah. No, go ahead.
Like my immediate. I feel like this is a stereotype that's been around since I was a student. Like the professors are wild and it makes no sense. She's someone who I think her premise and observations tend to be true, and then the takeaways are wild takes that I don't necessarily agree with. And it's like this idea that if I took an exam and my friend and I both got 90, we got 90. But I think that's on the bias or assumption that like if you just check boxes in architecture school, like you made a wall section and it contains all the parts, or you made a plan and it contains doors and my friend contains doors, that doesn't mean it's correct or resolved. Architecture is far more complex than just the box checking. Also, I would say, at least here, we have very strict rubrics. For grading, and I do use them.
I kind of agreed the most with your initial point of saying, like, I think she has some valid points. Like, I think a lot of people would say that it is sometimes, and this is so hard to talk about because every school is different, but it is very difficult sometimes to understand, or maybe it's very opaque how you were graded in architecture school. But part of the problem I have with this is, I kind of feel like she's getting clicks because she's people are feel upset about this, but especially even at the school that we know she went to, the school that she's featuring the work from behind her, it's, you kind of get free A's. Like, come on. I mean, in graduate school at that level, when I've graded students at that level and I give anything below a B, I get complaints. So what I'm saying is, if anything, grades are hyperinflated in graduate school. I understand what she's saying, but oftentimes we are just so averse to having like blowback from students. I think in undergrad it's a completely different situation, but in graduate school, especially the fancy ones that you pay to get.
I think it's interesting. Like in grad school, one of my classes, the teacher said, I only give 2 high passes. That's like the highest thing we could get at GSC. And everybody else does it. And I was like, okay, that's the rule. Like,
but she's pointing out problems that do exist. There's
They
a
do
reason why
exist,
she
yeah.
gets a lot. There's a lot of comments and a lot of like upset people because people feel that that's happened. Now, whether that's true or not is not the point. The point is that you come out from, let's say, a service that you're paying for feeling, your service is to like learn something, right? It's not about the grades, but there's a lack of communication somewhere along the lines. And I think we need to do better. Like, I don't necessarily agree with her critique 100%, but like I can hear a frustrated person and say, look, how could I change the way I communicate to improve this so people don't feel feeling like they got chipped out on something that they deserved. Again, I don't agree with just because you did this stuff that means you automatically get A. Like an A is like, first of all, I hate the A, B, C shit or like 100%. Like just get like pass or don't pass at this point. Like, because your portfolio speaks for everything. I understand the scholarship stuff too, but like if you lose scholarship,
I want Nihar's take on this.
I
want to open up for you too, but
you
from a student perspective, honestly, why the fuck are you guys obsessed with grades other than the obvious reasons?
Yeah.
I mean, my personal really for an architecture student, GPA does not matter as long as you are not like the shitty student in the world and have like a 2.9. I think you're fine. Like I didn't really know what a GPA is, and so I think I have like a 3.6, and I wasn't sure if that was
What are
good
you flexing?
I thought that was like
I would
average.
say like stay above a 3.
Yeah, well, I thought I didn't know what that was, and I just thought that was average. And for me, I was just like, I just want to get good grades, and I'll be fine with this. Because as long as I can coast through, and I know I'm not like failing my classes, to me that shows that okay, I'm into the classes enough. When it comes to architecture, I think that a lot of people tend to take it as very much like, almost that your grade reflects, like not even just like how well you did in the studio, but like. Some people take it personally, like that's the amount of work that you put into it.
A lot of our students, maybe at least I perceive it, care a lot more about the grade than anything else.
Yeah. We need to let our guest.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's fine. I'm happy listening as well. Don't worry. I'm just making some notes here so that I don't waffle off too much. I think grades matter an awful lot to students. Like when I was a student, it mattered a lot to me, and it wasn't because the number was a trinket or the letter grade was like a reward. It was a way for me to measure my progress. So like we had a numeric, like we would get a grade out of 100 in Ireland. And like I remember it was so important to me to make sure that I continuously every semester got a higher number, not because I wanted to beat anyone else, but because I just wanted to beat the previous version of myself. So that's why the grades matter to me. But ultimately, like Waleed, I agree with what you were saying. Like, I think I just made a note here when we were watching the original video. I think the content creator here is equating the grade to the product, not the process. And I think the process is what you're actually, maybe your school's different, but the process is what you're graded on ultimately. It's not about what you show up with on the last day. It's how you arrive to the thing at the end of the semester, in my opinion. It's a process. It's not just, here's a building. Do you like my drawings? Where is my A, please?
But there is a bad reputation that needs to be addressed, and I think she's addressing it, which is a good thing. Now, is it all like that? Probably not, and she knows that. She's using her platform to voice a problem, hoping that there's enough frustration that something happens.
I think teaching ultimately is a relationship, and I think Waleed made a really good point, and you may not like this, but ultimately it is a human relationship. Unless you want to learn only from ChatGPT, which we might all do in the future, cool. But right now, you need to impress your critic to some extent, and
it's an interview.
We have no other way to do this. Okay, I have some information or some experience, and you don't. You need to trust that I'm trying to lead you in the direction that is best. Sorry, sometimes maybe that relationship is broken. I don't think she's wrong. I think there are plenty of people that abuse that relationship or don't maybe treat it earnestly like they should.
And maybe one disambiguation, because I can here and there, you have to impress your critic, and it's like, well, what if they just don't like me? But I think that's where, because I've experienced this in my history theory course, I'm like, there are no dumb questions. When you start asking me questions, even if you think it's really dumb and you're confused, 90% of the class has the same question, just no one has the gumption to come and ask me. And when you do, then you get that much further in your process. Anyway, so I just think part of impression is like, you don't have to be the strongest student, but if I can see you're actively engaged, I reward that.
Let me
very
clarify
highly.
the kind of interview and relationship thing. I find every studio and every class to be unique. Like, so yes, let's say this is all like the 4th studio you take. My specific class, I like to always talk about it like as geography. I'm teaching like Latin American geography. The other section is teaching North American geography. You have to understand, you can't do with North America. Like you have to understand this is a different class.
15 minutes.
Can we go on to a different topic then?
Yeah,
is that okay?
Let's
not fill the episode with.
Let's go.
Can we talk about another person on the internet that
Sure,
I think is doing good?
That's fine with me.
So I wanted to show you this person because I think the experiences or like window into being on a site visit or observing construction is hard to do at an office when you're a young, like I remember being taken to the construction site as one of the interns was like, that's kind of special because now you have knowledge that not everyone has. And likewise, I think it's a difficult part of our job to replicate through studio work is like being on site observation. So anyway, I'll show the more like contrived version first because it's very cute.
Contrived? Good word.
I like it. I've seen this one. I like it. I just love that someone on a job site is talking about Wes Anderson. That makes me happy.
The creativity is so good.
It is. Look at these
shots.
It's
so cute. The lighting, it's all perfect. Like the colors.
Yeah, it's also you're bringing culture to a profession that usually people will be like dismissive if they know
anything
that.
About.
To like more of a trade.
Yeah.
Also, this took some time. Look at it. He set up all these shots.
This is so cute.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking.
Yeah.
The way he goes down
So
the
good.
ladder.
You know what?
He definitely came to the job site on his day off to do this, by the way.
This is
Yeah.
impressive, though, because it's like you have to study film, like the specific filmmaker, to understand the
Look at this
qualities
shot.
that makes the film look the way it does.
Yes,
So,
yes.
like, highly skilled in critical thinking and analysis to produce this. And it's not
Really
easy.
good. I love it.
So yeah. So
How many
this
followers
is
does this guy have?
uh,
Let me just get grotesque.
2,000. I
Oh,
think he should
deserves
have
more.
way
He
more.
deserves
Should have
way
more.
more. Yeah.
But yeah, I found him through that video, and then here's like a more typical. Let's see.
I imagine this to be like Fast and the Furious real quick. Drifting cars everywhere.
So a typical Tuesday, anti-render, anti-site visit. It's like really
dude, what a
mundane
beat.
stuff.
Wait, did he just get a car wash on the way to the site?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they just go walk to Safeway.
Oh, that sucks.
But like this is part of site work. Like
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to bring all your junk with you.
Got the Cafe Bustelo. What's up? All right.
I love instant coffee.
Blue bean, dude. That's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
That does look good.
I actually didn't watch this all the way through.
It is cool to see.
That's a good flavor, by the way. Really quick.
But yeah, anyway, this is more of his meat and potatoes.
I have to say, guys, I actually follow a lot of tradespeople. I think it's super cool that there's a lot of content creators that are tradespeople now, because you're getting to see a whole. There's a plumber I follow that shows crazy stuff, like stuff that he's working on, and
Yeah.
he does a really good job.
I mean,
on
we've
it, too.
talked about this before, but there's a shift from like a lot of the trades using TikTok and other social media to grow
he's
their
a Colorado
business.
guy.
Because you're like
Nice.
you're bringing awareness to what you do in a medium of entertainment and education. And again, like if you're a client, you want this, right? Like you want a person that like takes their work so seriously that they're gonna communicate an idea like this. So I again, one of the reasons why we did this project, the kind of MXD project, is to like
What is it?
we're just aware that the kind of medium has just changed, or like the environment has changed.
Sorry,
Well, and
he's from my area. I'm excited. He's,
I
he's in
think-
Boulder and Golden, Colorado, right there. Sorry.
As I mentioned before. Oh,
Oh,
sorry,
sorry.
Cathal. Go ahead. I can hold.
I was just going to say that I love this type of content, but that there's also a really interesting sort of meta layer to it that you often see. I'm not speaking for Kyle's ordinary life. I've just seen his account. But for example, when Kyle blows up, does Kyle leave his ordinary life? You know, like what the content will change based on how people are now sharing what they do for a living. I think the best example of that was the 9 to 5 guy. I don't know if you guys saw anything about that.
No, I don't know.
So there's this culture now where it's like, oh, reject the 9 to 5, be your own boss, become an entrepreneur, influencer, etc. And this guy was like, no, actually, I love my 9 to 5.
Oh yeah,
I love it so
I
much.
know this guy.
I love it so much. You can watch me do it every day. He gets like millions of followers, and then he's like, guys, I'm like making so much money now. I'm going to leave my 9 to 5 job. So I do find like that's why this content is really interesting, because it is almost slightly, although it's curated, it is quite voyeuristic in a way. It's like, oh, we're getting a little window into a life, a trade, something I never knew about. And that to me is what always makes the best TV and films as well. Like, oh, let me have like a couple of guys in a room talking about a building site that like is behind on like the timeline.
Right.
That's riveting drama to me. That's so good, because I didn't know anything about that. Now I do. So the whole micro drama trend is awesome.
I love it. No, I think it's great.
Yeah, it's so good.
Well, because it's more real. It's not this polished picture. It's all the messy stuff that goes into the work we do.
Yeah.
Also, I
It's
love
not,
his fonts. His fonts are really
actually pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, what else
Shout
we
out,
got?
Kyle. We really like your work.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Good Broncos fan, Kyle.
Oh, do
I
we
love
want
it.
to? Okay, so a counterpoint, as I maybe mentioned in our pre-recording, Dazine, they're asking, could the next Starkitect be a TikToker? And they're showing these different people, and what they mean specifically in this context is like people who are just going out and building their own houses and then documenting it, and how this is growing as like so many people are watching these kind of neo homesteaders, and they are being elevated to the status of architect.
Nihar is not a fan of this. He's putting his hands up and
But
Novice building.
This is the same as me recording a video of me fixing shit around my house and be like, guys, I'm gonna be the next like Zaha Hadid of plumbers.
Well, is it
the hell?
fair?
Something
It's
that
not the creators saying it though, right?
Yeah,
the
that's the
creators
thing.
aren't saying it. Yeah, we
Yeah.
have to be careful.
Maybe I'm fuck
wrong.
Dazine for that headline. I don't like it, but I like
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
creators. Fuck
one
that.
thing I want to press on, because I think we get into some good nuance, because Waleed, I think you've said in the past something to the ilk, so
You
please
shouldn't listen to me.
correct me. Well, that's true. But something to the idea of like, why don't we judge like tenure or these value systems based on how popular something is online?
Oh, yeah.
And so this is now that, and even in the text or whatever, it's like, well, these build like maybe Chad should be the Pritzker Prize winner.
This is the fallacy, though. It means
I
it's
know,
good content, right?
I know.
Like,
but that's why I want
You
to
know what? I
bring
was
this
listening to
out.
some.
it doesn't mean it's great architecture.
I
It means
almost
it's
never
great
do
content.
this, but I'm away from New York
I'm
City.
rage baiting.
From New York City to Troy last night, 3-hour drive. I was listening to Immortal Technique, and I haven't listened to Immortal Technique in forever. And if you guys don't know who he is, he's a very political rapper. I almost said architect. And he's got this line, which I really love, and it kind of deals with the issue of what this could become is like universal truth is not measured by mass appeal. And so like the
Yeah.
issue with this is if you let the masses vote what at least kind of valuable cultural mediums are, to some capacity it is true. Like mass appeal really matters. That's why I think artists like Kaz and Daniel Arsham are important, because at the beginning the institutes didn't value them the same way they might a traditional artist, but the masses
Validated
to a degree. They are also to be validated by the institutes, and they are now, but like there needs to be a happy medium between both.
That's the
It's
thing.
like the Mormon wives of Mormonville or whatever.
Whoa,
Like,
whoa, whoa! You got into deep lore. What the hell are you talking about?
I know the housewives.
It's reality TV.
But actually,
Housewives for.
I don't know.
true
Yes, that's a
show?
thing. That's a thing.
No, the Mormon one.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Mormon
that's
Housewives. Yeah.
That's crazy.
my sister watches that.
Real filth TV.
Anyway, but it like reminds me of like, okay, so suddenly they are the model parents because they have the biggest following, or model.
Yeah, that's like saying
model,
the Kardashians are the model family or something.
Right,
like,
right. That's the illogical.
Anyway,
Or
But-
okay, wait. Is Taylor Swift Mozart? Is she the greatest musician ever?
Must
because
be.
People would argue that.
She's
No.
got the most followers.
I'm
she's
sure.
a great performer.
People hate any sense of success though in architecture. I'm sorry, like
Yes.
without
Yes.
going too deep into it.
Yes.
This is a success story, and I without of course, Dazine comments are going to hate it, of course. So
true.
I don't know. It's like
No,
I'm just-
but you're right. I do want to talk about that for just a second because most people are seeing this article. They're sitting at their desk checking their emails before they start their horrible corporate architecture job, and they see this headline and they're like, "What the fuck? I went to an Ivy League school. I spent $250,000 to go to this dumb fucking school, and now I work at 3-letter brand name architecture
Well, let's be
firm."
real. None of those people can fucking do what
Yeah,
these guys
he's
do.
gonna-
No, but my
he's gonna
point
be
is,
the new-
and then they're like, "He's going to be a new star architect because he can."
No, he's not only that. He's going to be the new principal at HOK. He's going to buy his way in, and then he's going to control all the projects.
Actually, okay, I would like
But-
that way more if he took his money and bought partnership in an architecture firm.
But I think that motivation though to now go do something else is very, very, very in touch with what a lot of our generation of architects are
Absolutely.
feeling at the minute. And it's almost why I want to say, okay, I think the headline at the zine has done them dirty, but they're playing the algorithm game. So I get it, because I think someone comments here. Someone wrote last week on the zine about the death of the star architect, and now here we are hyping up the next generation
Yes,
of star architects.
exactly.
Yeah, which is fine, which is okay. Like I
This is
understand
great.
that they're playing a game. So there is a business model now in architecture where clients are also getting exposure through content, and I
Yes.
think that's really exciting. So maybe star architecture may not be a thing in the future, but there is a new hybrid coming. I'm certain of it, where
Well-
it's like the content creator led architecture boutique studio. Who knows what it is, but it's keep an eye out on it.
I
It's
agree with
coming.
you, Cathal. I think that the real story here is that young practitioners and maybe people that have a little bit of knowledge are finding other ways to fund their project because the system is kind of fucked up and doesn't work. That should be the headline, but that headline's not going to get any clicks. So it's
Yeah,
you know.
that's what's frustrating about this story. I think.
What's some of the spicy comments?
Oh yeah, I mean some of them are here. I copied them, but
Let's look at them.
I like this one
They're
too. Just because I can take a needle and thread and stitch a cut doesn't make me a doctor. What this
But
positionality
this
is
comment is
often.
actually really bad. Like it is saying like, okay, just because you didn't study to be an architect, they're saying architects devote years of study, blah blah blah. Okay, whatever. Like if the person's in this case, what's the output? The output's really cool. Like if they can do that, and they're
Is it
proving that
really
they can,
cool?
like to certain people, yeah. Like
well, again, why are we shouldn't be comparing this though to capital A architecture made by Moss. It's just a
I'm
different
saying
product.
Likes don't
that
equal
comment is
expertise.
silly
I agree
because
with
they're
you.
just jealous or
I agree with
upset. They're
Oh,
like,
I actually know the author of that comment as well.
Do you?
Friends. Yeah.
This one?
Likes don't
Yeah,
equal
yeah, yeah.
expertise.
But I like this. I think needs disambiguation too,
Yes.
because you can be a really great CAD drafter and have never set foot on a construction site, and so these people know how things go together.
Yeah,
I think the likes don't equal expertise is a good one because maybe not speaking specifically of this person, but future kind of TikTok stars or whatever. Like, yeah, people know how to play the algorithm, so you can kind of fake it till you make it. That's a thing, whatever. But like if you're producing product, and I see the product,
yeah,
and you have huge likes, okay,
Right.
maybe that's where the hybrid
you don't get
comes
huge
from.
likes from building one of these. Anyway, point
Yeah.
being, yeah,
Yeah, but can I say that the likes don't? What was the comment? Likes don't equal.
expertise.
Yeah, you guys.
Yeah, but that also applies to Bjork Engels. Like it also applies to Zaha Hadid. Like it also applies to a ton of these other massive accounts who get millions of likes on things constantly. And that's not my way of bashing those architects, but yeah, Nihar,
This fucking idiot said.
salty.
Yo,
I love
what
it.
genius
But you know
wrote that
what I'm
comment?
saying? Like
Yes.
I'm just saying likes have never equated
Exactly.
to quality. We all know that, and
Yes.
that's what frustrates me about architecture and content. It's like I've never met a maybe you guys disagree. I've never met a stupid architect. We all know this.
Yeah.
Like, so why do we have to say it?
Yeah.
It just
Yeah.
we know that that's not the point of the article. No one's saying these are the best buildings in the world. It's
Yeah.
just hey, maybe someday. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it just comes back to like, what do you think architecture even
Is
is?
this rage-
Because some people are like, architecture is not a what is it, like a popularity contest? It's a service. Okay, like
That's what
let's be
someone
real.
commented
Yeah,
up
but
here.
that's silly. Like,
That is
are you
silly.
really doing architecture? Like, there's so much ego in this profession. You're gonna tell me the reason you do this is for service? Get the fuck out of
Yeah,
here. You have
I
to be
know.
honest with
Yeah.
yourself and stop pretending. Almost every architect I know has an insane fucking ego, especially the
Yeah.
principles of designers. So don't pretend
I
yourself
like
to say
this
that you're
one,
helping
though.
people.
Yeah, we're not doctors. I've never met an
get outta
architect
here.
who doesn't yeah.
That
Just
Be
comment's
honest.
This one that
Yeah.
I'm
Okay, so what do we got? We got
Well,
more
I
folks.
just like this person coming in and giving another
You gotta read it.
thing. More folks DIYing is a good thing. It keeps the field alive and fresh. Content is content. Architecture is architecture. I just like how they're like,
Yeah,
get
like-
more people
Yeah,
in.
Stop
Yeah,
complaining about
power
this shit.
to
Yeah.
it.
And the one I do kind of have to acknowledge though, if you scroll down a little bit, somebody says step 1, have money. Now I do want to kind of point this out because it's like
Yeah, but
if we go into and I know what you're going to say, and I agree with you that I still think it's a good thing. Like it's a good thing that we're saying like this content is promoting the built environment, people thinking about built space. That's all good. But I will just say it's like, yeah, it's not a completely even playing field. If we're expecting that to be the future of sort of an innovative practice, but it's never been even. It always took money
It's
to get a
also
practice off the
diverse.
ground.
Like no one's gonna look at this and say this is the only form
Right.
of architecture. It's
Yeah.
diverse. Just accept it. It's fine.
Yeah.
Well, and the comment to have money is weird.
Cheaper than hiring an architect.
because like yeah maybe, but then when your stuff is all leaking and your R value wasn't done right, it's like maybe you might have want to pay the little bit extra.
Anyway,
But I think I want to push back on the step 1 comment because yeah, of course, like it's very vogue right now to bash nepotism and
Mhm.
people who come from money with all of this opportunity. But I do want to point out that like I think these content creators have actually been generous with that money by making the content.
It's a good
I mean,
point.
you could argue that oh yeah, but they're only doing it for the likes. It's like yeah, but that's not, as a content creator, I know this. That's not how it works.
Yes.
We all
yes.
do it for the engagement. Of course we do. But you don't get the engagement if you're not being generous with something. You have to give something. It sounds terrible, but it's like I'm talking about these algorithms as if they're like mythic gods. But you have to give something to the gods, to get the engagement that you desire. So I'm much happier they've made the content. Imagine they didn't make it and they
Yeah,
just went
yeah.
went about it. Like that's the
I think
profession.
that's
The
a great-
discourse is worse.
I
Sorry.
think that's a great take. It's like they're making something that people want to digest. They're putting it out there, and it's also educational. So no, I'm with you.
Yeah.
All right, here's how we can finally determine
What the
what
hell?
expertise gets us. This is one of our fun comments. This is architects before they invented the A-frame.
oh god.
You got a kitchen. I'm thinking this is the front door. You come in and then you fall into a basin. Like kind of like conversation pit? No. It's 2 roofs, and then down here's your loft. Or wait, hold on. I'm thinking roof, Roof.
And you think this is your idea?
Yeah.
No.
Unlucky. German. Taken. How? Oh. No. Nah.
I love
I
the
like
G.
Yeah, it's fun. What's the account? Could you just click on it real quick? I just want to
Front
see.
seat haircut.
Do they
Oh,
do
they
this?
need
guys?
way more followers than that.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
great.
How many followers? Oh wow, they should be bigger than that.
Yeah, I like your picks. They're
Alright.
obscure. It's good.
Thank you.
Yeah, let's
Let's do one more thing and wrap
okay.
it up.
All right.
What do
cool.
we? Okay.
What you got? A fun shot? What do you got?
That was fun.
You want to look at the artwork, or I noticed that the Future Blueprint, you guys do a lot of kind of work where you show, and maybe similar to us, where we show reference projects, and you're teaching students, architects, anybody about maybe important canonical projects, drawing styles, and sometimes we do like featured artist work. And so what we're showing here is a featured artist that we want to highlight.
I want to give this artist some credit because it's a huge account, by the way. This guy's name is let me find it. Richard Nadler. The account's Der Nadler. I've been seeing his work for a long time. I am just kind of obsessed with it. There's something really fun happening. He's a digital artist, and he interfaces with AI in a lot of different ways, but he also uses a lot of manual digital techniques from what I've seen. But I really enjoy that all of the projects, the first one we looked at was kind of building, like you kind of almost can't tell there's a building there, but when you click on it, you can see it kind of emerges from the field. But all of his work has this really cool relationship to scale, where it's like sometimes a super big thing is being questioned by a lot of little things or vice versa. I just think it's super cool.
There was one that was like, find the person.
It's like a Where's Waldo. Yeah.
So
that's what
I love this. Actually, I want a print of this. I really want a print of this.
And I tried looking, I couldn't find anything. So
it's incredible.
It's beautiful work.
It's insane.
It's like content overloaded. It's like the architecture is there, but then there's this narrative around it. Again, I love Where's Waldo, and I've always been. Also, in the UK, it's different. What is it in the Europe? Europe, it's different.
Oh, it's called something else?
Yeah. I don't know. It
I
doesn't matter.
recently saw, my sister and I had the hidden count things and like a really complex photograph. I forget what they're called.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's I can't remember.
And
what
I
it's called.
just saw them on like a nostalgia account. I was like, I love that stuff.
Well, it also made me think of Floor 796 a little bit because of like, especially like not these as much where it's in perspective, but the isometrics where you feel like you could zoom in and find almost like an infinite level of detail. It makes me want to make some drawings like this.
Yeah, for sure.
We you mentioning the Where's Wally, the sort of children book.
Yeah.
The children's book style of representation. Like Rebecca and I talk about that type of drawing as inspiration for architecture students. Like drawing with like the purity of a child or for a child are almost the same thing in a weird way because you're just genuinely trying to bring about an emotion or a feeling through a drawing. And I just think that's so awesome. So those drawings are like incredibly evocative and hyper detailed, obviously, but it can be as simple as like, I always say like the little house on the hill with the sun and the smile, like just the one a kid's typical drawing, can be incredibly descriptive.
Yeah, because I mean things like this, I talk about like with movies and video games, like we get hooked on learning about world making and space and architecture through these pop medium whatever, books, films, games, and eventually we're like, I like buildings. I like the world making aspect of it more than the actual architecture, at least me personally. And so I think I agree with you. I think exposing people to these arts is a good way of educating people about design and architecture without making, and I will say this, without making architecture the main character. I think Peter Eisman's very boring in this, and I love Peter Eisman's work.
We just bash on him this podcast constantly. That's all we've been doing.
But like he makes architecture like so not interesting to the general public. For me, that loves that type of content and lore and like the theories behind it, great. But for every other person, they don't give a flying fuck. It doesn't matter. This is way more interesting and captivating for people. Where's Waldo in America? Where's Wally in the UK?
But the cool thing about it is like if someone sees the artist and they sort of have this cool emotional relationship with Where's Waldo, maybe they see the architecture differently. So that's kind of cool. I mean, it just exposes, it's a cross-pollination of ideas. But.
I mean, another thing that comes up being reminded of Where's Waldo and these other like books that we had as kids, I can't help but think like, what just other skills it was like we had sustained looking like we were searching for something in a sustained amount of like kind of working through the frustration of not finding Waldo, or in the count ones where like I couldn't find all the corn kernels that I was supposed to in the image. And I just feel like that trains something, and it's a physical book. I know I'm like the old lady here, but like I think there's something about that because I watch my little cousins and they know the iPhone. That I saw my little cousin. This was a few years ago. She's she's like 3 at this time. So proficient at iPad, whatever, and then she picked up a magazine that my grandma had out, and she started trying to like swipe on it.
See, because I have the opposite experience. I do like Where's Waldo with Nora, and she has patience and wants to look through it. I'm the one that, because my brain rotted
You're like,
idiot.
let's wrap
I'm like,
it up.
let's wrap the page.
It
Come
really
on,
just
go to the
depends
next
how
page.
you train somebody.
Yeah.
Like I agree. Like I grew up also reading I Spy. That's another one where it's just like
That's what it is.
Yeah, I Spy,
photographs
yeah.
of like, just a scene, and then you're just supposed to like spend time digging through it. And I think like that trains you, like it specifically trains you
That's what
to
I'm
use your
thinking of
brain
is- yeah,
to dissect
I love
images.
these.
And I think maybe that we don't have anymore as much. But you got to think about like, okay, let's tie this
Like,
back.
look at the images; they're so beautiful.
Yeah, but it's like let's not tie back to nostalgia and just say we got to go back to the past. How can we use this mode of thinking, especially like in our teaching for those that teach, but even like as content creators? How do you use this to educate people about not just references so they can look at the references, but like how to think through it?
yeah.
I mean,
like
the
the
drawing is one thing, but
photography.
I mean, and I guess this is a conversation for another day without going too deep into it, but it's also like, oh yeah, but like the books that you read as a kid may inform the way in which you can read architectural drawings later. But I always say like video games and the content you consume as a child are massive
Totally.
inspirations for how you behave in architecture school. So it's like, I don't know, I do think these things are valuable, and I think we should hold on to them. Not everything has to be translated into a section, a plan, and an elevation as we get older.
And just to say that these mediums are important for people. I always tell the story that my brother, who's studying to be like a historian, only got into that because he was playing Assassin's Creed and fell in love with kind of the ancient cities, and he learned from it. There was like they actually hire historians to kind of fill the plot and the story and to build the environment. And he didn't become an architect. He's like studying to become a historian because it's not only tied to just one discipline. It's multidisciplinary, and that's what's beautiful about it. But anyway, shout out to the artist. Really cool work. Is there anything else we want to end on?
I love.
No,
it.
I think we need to wrap, but I do want to say, Cathal, thanks for joining us. We're going to have you back. You're going to have to join us again. You're going to have to be a regular.
Happy to. It's been so much fun. And like I said,
you guys could be our European correspondents.
Yeah, hey, we'll take it up. We can be we'll do it. Like I just said, I've just been binge watching the show over the last week or so. It's so much fun, and just like please keep doing it. It's so great.
It's shocking that we're professors, to be honest. Sometimes I'm like, oh,
maybe not.
That's
for
what
long.
I thought
We'll
too.
see.
That's why I love it. That's why I love it. It's like, oh, you guys are like my tribe. It's like you guys are like not professors, but you are professors. It's like, it's so good.
Yeah, for now, we'll see.
I'm gonna get ejected.
Yeah, this was really great, and hopefully, maybe we'll meet you IRL one day too.
Absolutely.
When we go on tour.
That's right.
Absolutely, that would be so much fun. So thank you for having me, team. It was been a pleasure.
Absolutely.
This is great.
We'll do it
Thank
again.
you.
All right, everybody. See ya.